Wow, everything's closed down here. It's like a ghost town. Well, not quite. Catch you inside.
RevelatorAlf.
Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. Hope you're enjoying the channel and the series of videos. Please like, share, subscribe, leave those comments below. Check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. Click on the bell next to the subscribe button for all future videos. I'm sounding like a robot. Look, in this video, we're living in a changing world right now. We're not on lockdown here in the UK as of today, but they've just closed the schools. That means lots of children, well, all the children have to be at home, apart from those that are of key workers. They're still allowed to go to school, but nobody really seems to know how that's going to work, who's going to teach them, what kind of education it's going to be, and for how long. Are they going to be able to be in school for the whole duration of the time that parents of key worker parents are at work? They, you know, put this whole list of people who are key workers, but really, in many ways, in terms of the economy, you could say that everybody's a key worker, because, you know, everything goes hand in hand, as I've said before. It's a very worrying time for a lot of people. Businesses will go bust, no doubt. The government are talking about government loans to businesses, but then you have to go through a whole process, and businesses are saying, well, we need money now, we need help now, we're going to go bust now if some things doesn't happen. And then they're asking businesses to take out a loan at a very favourable rate, so they say. Oh, well, that's just even worse, isn't it? That's the last thing that they're going to want to do in these, you know, times of uncertainty. Businesses are going to have to change, they're having to modify themselves, no doubt. But it's whether they can survive this this period of time, that's the thing. But in other aspects of life, everything is staying the same. You know, it very much feels like we're just approaching Christmas holidays. Everything is slowing down. Less vehicles on the road, you know, people walking around doing leisure activities, walking the dogs. They're keeping their social distancing as we're supposed to do. Yeah, you know, people are starting to get themselves isolated. There's a real strong community spirit coming out. Yesterday I was talking to and asking online as well about any local groups that we as bikers can, you know, start helping out the community as well. You see there's a few starting to you know, start up now, but not just bikers, all sorts of people are doing good things out there, getting things from the letterbox, you know, saying that if you need help, whatever, if you're elderly, if you need help, you know, we can bring food to you, all that kind of stuff. So things are happening whilst people are losing jobs. The supermarkets, the food supply industry is actually trying to employ lots of people, whether it's on a temporary measure. You know, the NHS, the health services, emergency services, they're trying to get people back into work, get more medical staff, more cleaning staff, whatever, just to deal with the influx of you know, patients that be, you know, gonna come to the hospitals. So whilst people are losing jobs, there's also opportunity to gain jobs, and no doubt whilst people are losing lots of money, there'll also be lots of people out there who are going to try and gain from this. Unfortunately, you're seeing silly prices being charged for hand sanitizers, toilet rolls, you know, pastas, things like that. The government need to get a control on that, especially from the food, the supermarkets, to make sure that they're not charging or increasing their prices just because of this, because people have in demand. You know, you're dealing with people's fears here. Yeah, maybe irrational fears in some cases, but you're dealing with people's fears. You cannot allow people to profit from that, or companies to profit from that. Yes, profit, but not a big deal. But look, here's the other thing that maybe not a lot of people are considering. right now, as I'm riding my bike, okay, we still have full mobility, okay. There may be complete lockdown in a minute. At work, as key workers, we may have letters written for us by our employers, whatever, so that we can go through roadblocks, whatever we have to do to be able to get through work. But if you don't have that letter, then you're going to be severely limited to where you can go. It's almost like you're living in a dictatorship. I'm going to make another video about that, but so check that out as well, about civil liberties. We're going to be careful of that. But it's a changing times. It's changing times, and the way we're living is having to change. Well, it's only temporary. So right now, you know, whilst things are on a spiral downwards, and it is a spiral downwards for many people, and the fears are really starting to grow, other countries are really spiking with their fatalities as well. Britain is still trying to keep it at bay, still to have a staggered approach to how they deal with it. But people are panic buying. Now, here's the thing with panic buying. Everybody is going to try and, you know, fill up their cupboards, fill up their garages, fill up all this stuff, right? Now, let's say this only lasts for about 3 months, okay? So you start stocking up now for all this stuff for 6 months, a year, which is crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. But people are going to do that, right? What happens is, in about 2 or 3 months, when they've got to grips with this, because they're kind of on the cards, they are going to get to grip with this, especially in June, where they see the peak of this here in the UK and around Europe. Then, you know, we've already seen China, no more new cases, so that's on the downward turn, you would hope. But let's say if it does take a big downward turn in the next 3 months, whatever, then what's going to happen is there's going to be an economic glut that people have had, and then there's going to be an economic gap in that nobody's going to be buying anything because they've got everything at home. Nobody's thinking about that. They're thinking, yeah, buy now, and then the supermarkets again, thanks very much, we'll have that, thank you. But in 3 months time or 4 months time, people say, now we don't need that anymore, we've got all our stuff, so nobody buy anything. Then the supermarkets will be saying, oh god, we need help now. You know, it's going to be an endless, this is not going to last for 3 months. This could last for 6 months, this could last for a year, 2 years, this could last for the next 40 or 50 years in terms of a recession. And one of the big things that we have to think about as a society is not only dealing with this, but also dealing with any future outbreak of something like that. And we also have to consider, look, they've closed down this petrol station here. Wow. The petrol station, if the petrol stations are closing down, that's it. We really are on our way to being completely screwed here. That's it, because you got food, and then if they're going to stop people getting fuel, that means there's no humidity for anybody. Everybody's screwed. Wow. Watch your space, people. Watch your space. Today, as it's Friday the 20th of March 2020, watch your space, because if fuel is not getting to garages, then you're gonna have the restriction of movement. It can get ugly quite quickly if we're not careful. Wow, that's just surprised me. That really has surprised me. I thought they were keeping an eye on that, but obviously not. So we need to all be sensible about this, and we may basically need to keep our heads in these upcoming times, because it could get really silly really quickly. Anyway, look, I'm going to leave it at that, but you know, say there's still a long way to go. We might have restricted movement, it might be imposed upon us, or lack of fuel might stop us moving. We might have to stay at home. How that's going to work in terms of psychologically being with each other all that time, you know, it doesn't bear thinking about. So let's just look out for each other, keep our heads, try and keep calm as much as we can, and just do the sensible thing. And if we, you know, any bit of joy that we can get, let's get it right now. because say scary times, but we've got to think positive. Even as, you know, we pile things on, we still got to be positive towards each other, right? Please like, share, subscribe, leave those comments below, let us know what you think, let us know what's going on where you are as well, and look, catch you on the next video. Ta-da now.
RevelatorAlf.